here. Oh, it's so pretty. All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for contacting me. I just thought it'd be probably faster to just go over this in person. Um,
Yeah.
you said this is for a school assignment?
Yeah, so in around 3 or 4 months, I'll be graduating
Uh-huh.
and I'll be completing my BA honors. So I was intending on applying to places to work. But
Uh-huh.
as you know, like starting off is really difficult because everyone usually wants people with experience. Yeah, and since I don't have much, I thought it'd be nice to know how I can build on that and build on my portfolio so that it's an easier process for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. I felt that way too when I first started. But, there are people that hire people straight out of college, and it's actually a perk that some employers really like is
yeah,
that you're fresh out of college. You're learning all the new methods and skills, and that's a new way for them to learn that as well.
yeah,
So, that way you're attractive. So, don't worry.
yeah. So,
Okay.
so I wanted to know, what kind of procedures did you go through when you were applying for the position?
Okay. Um, so you're wondering like what the application process was like?
Yeah.
Sure. So it really depends on each position. So my last one, I think I just found it on like Indeed or one of those job portals.
Okay.
Submitted an application, and I heard back and like went through the interview process. So, but before that, like in terms of prep work, I had my portfolio. I updated my portfolio, wrote cover letters, updated my resume, and those things took a
Yeah.
lot of time, of course. So that was the kind of prep work.
And what
Does
kind
that answer your
of
question?
sorry. What kind of questions do they usually ask you when you have the interview process? Like, do they question about your portfolio or just general questions if you know your stuff?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Actually, I'm interviewing right now because I'm actually switching jobs.
Okay.
So I kind of have them fresh in my mind, which is good. So it depends on the company. Most will usually ask you to walk through one project,
Okay.
not even two. Usually, they just want you to walk through one with them.
Okay.
Um, and what they want to know is what your process is, like how you think about research, how you solve problems, how you communicate with like developers and other people on your team. So that's what they're looking for. I know when I was straight out of school, like it was the same thing. I just
Yeah.
described one of my school projects, and that was fine. Like people
Okay.
were happy with that. Um, and
Okay.
then in terms of questions, it really varies. One thing I hear, I'll just go over like the stuff I heard recently.
Okay.
So one was like, what do you find most challenging about the design process and what do you like the most?
Okay.
Like, do you like interaction design the most? Do you like research the most?
Okay.
Another question I got was like, what kind of software do you have on your computer like, that you use
Yeah.
a lot? And that's
Okay.
like Sketch, Illustrator, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the organization. I have interviewed for places that are really interested in technical skills, so coding,
Okay.
and other places that don't care at all because they have dedicated UI developers and develop like software programmers.
Okay.
So it depends, and like it depends on your skill set. Like if you know how to code, it's good to be able to like talk about it, but if
Yeah.
you don't, it doesn't really matter. Depends on the organization.
Okay. So user experience designers usually don't do the front end developing, right? So
So that
just a
depends too.
basic. Oh, okay.
I mean, if you work at a smaller company, you probably will be asked to do like something with it. Like,
Okay.
and it's not official. Usually there is a software developer,
Yeah.
but like sometimes you'll either have to like make changes or sometimes they actually want you to do the front end. So
Okay.
one position that I'm applying to right now, like they're really interested in like skills like Angular JS and
Okay.
like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it
Okay.
really depends on the place. And another place I interviewed for, like they don't care at all.
Oh,
Like they
okay.
don't care about technical skills at all.
Okay.
Um, so yeah,
Sorry.
like companies are so different, so it really depends on where you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like what kind of challenges do you usually face like while applying? Is there any specific kind of portfolio they look for, or something which stands out according to you?
Um, so can you describe like what you mean? Sorry, for like challenges,
Like,
like
as in terms of experiences, or because what I have done is just a basic education. Like, I've got my 10th, 12th grade and a bachelor's now. So
uh-huh.
for someone like that, if you were in my position, uh, like, would that be a problem while applying? Like, since I just have a BA degree, so as compared to others who are more experienced, they've probably worked also. Like, I've only had a 3-month internship experience, so
Yeah. So what challenges do you face? I see. So you're saying like with a, you feel like you have a lack of experience, and
yeah,
you're kind of wondering if that's going to be a challenge. Uh, so I think like for some positions, yeah, like lack of experience can be a challenge because they want someone who can just be up and running.
yeah,
Um, but again, it depends. Like sometimes startups, for example, they are kind of strapped, so they're happy with like someone who's young and fresh
okay,
and like just able to run with it.
yeah,
So I have a friend who works at a startup. She of course doesn't earn as much in the beginning, but then she gets
okay,
equity, like
okay,
stocks.
okay,
And like she like works really hard and has like really like long hours, but like she didn't have a lot of experience either, but they went with her. You know,
okay, yeah,
um, so, and it depends. Like, I think like if in your portfolio you can show what you did in your internship and like kind of what you did in your school projects,
yeah, okay,
and kind of show how you could contribute, then like yeah,
okay,
like the like people take chances with you, and it like as I'm gonna keep saying like it really depends on what the organization is looking
yeah,
for. So
obviously,
something like Google might be hard in the
yeah,
beginning, but like there's so many companies out there.
okay. If I could send you my portfolio link, would you be able to review it for me?
Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to do
Yeah.
that.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so like what kind of positions are you looking for?
Um, like basic user experience designer, like
Uh-huh.
um, but I'm currently studying in Singapore, so I'm looking for a few jobs here. But I'll be trying for the US as well because I have a lot of relatives out there.
Oh, cool.
So yeah. I don't know how difficult it's gonna be because I also had one doubt is do they have, like since they'll have to sponsor the visa and also would that be an issue? Like would they like not want to go with that candidate?
Yeah, sometimes it is an issue, but some companies are really, really good about visa sponsorship.
Okay.
Like some companies, like, and especially if you might want to look at like remote opportunities. So
Okay.
places that allow you to work remotely, sometimes like they're really good about like global visa sponsorship.
Okay.
Um, and like larger companies too tend to have visa programs.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
no problem. And best of luck. You'll
thank
find a
you.
way. And like actually, the fact that you went to school and that you have an internship puts you ahead of a lot of candidates. Like a lot of people, they just like study graphic design or something, and then they
Okay.
say they're UX designers,
Oh,
or
okay.
they took like an online course and then they're like, I'm a UX designer.
Oh, okay.
So you are like way ahead of them. So don't worry. I know in the
Oh,
beginning it's a little bit hard, but
yeah.
you'll find something.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, send me over your portfolio and let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
See you. Bye.
Bye.